All right, so for today's video, we're gonna be doing a review. I got some new landscape lights by, I think you pronounce these Varmtalus. V-A-R-M-T-A-L-Y-S, Varmtalus, I guess. Anyway, I chose to review these lights. I have some pathway lights and I also have some spotlights. I currently have a lot of spotlights throughout my property here in the landscaping shoot up on the house, and I don't have any pathway lights. But the ones I have now are all plastic LED lights that I've been using that I got off of Amazon. And they've lasted about 3 years. A lot of them are just kind of surviving on hopes and dreams at this point. I've had to fix quite a few of them. They've broken from being stepped on by dogs. We get deer that come through here every once in a while. They'll step on the lights and break them. Some of them are dim. They're not quite as bright as they used to be. Some of them kind of flash. There's like a loose connection inside of the light that I can't access because it's fully enclosed and the LED is built in. So with the Varmtalus, the reason I agreed to do the review on these, and the main reason why I wanted them, is because they are an all aluminum construction body on these. So all metal, a lot more durable than the plastic ones I've been using. And they are IP6 waterproof. If I can get that off, these gaskets here make getting the light cover and the lens off a little bit difficult, but it's a good thing when you want to keep moisture out. So you can get them with light bulbs. These lights you're looking at here, these retail for about $30. If you add bulbs with your order, they don't normally come with bulbs, but if you add bulbs when you order these lights, it adds about $2 or $3 to each light purchase. But you could also go get some on your own. Just pick these up from Lowe's. These are just some MR16 12 volt LED lights. So these will work in these bodies. So essentially all you do is you put your light in there, you reconnect your housing. So the lights also come with the spike that you need. Essentially all that you need to do is you run your wiring here in through the spike, pull that out, twist the head on, and bam, you're ready to go. On there nice and snug. Now just like any other lights, you can change the direction of the light pitch. So like if you're maybe doing this on a tree and you want it to kind of go up the trunk of the tree, you can get it real close and have it go straight up. Or if you're doing like the side of your house, you can do it at like a 45-degree angle and have it look up. But I like to get these in place first, and then when the lights are on, I kind of set them to go in that spot. But these are, I mean, probably hard to see from camera, but these are really nice, high quality lights. A whole lot better than what I've used in the past. And the spikes even. I mean, that's like a 6-inch spike, and it's really robust. So it's gonna get really down deep into the ground, keep these from moving and shifting. So let's put a bulb in here. I'm gonna show you how I connect these. There are a couple things that I use when connecting landscape lights that makes the job a whole lot easier. So when installing landscape lights, I use these connectors. These are really just kind of a quick connect for low voltage lights. So inside of this connector, there is a sharp contact point. And essentially all you want to do is you want to take the bottom part of this, which is just a threaded cap that has a gap in it to fit your wire through. And then you take the other part of the connector and you thread that on there. It's going to puncture the wire and make contact with the copper inside of the wire. And then all you have to do is take this top cap off. You take the wire from your light, you put it inside of here, and then you thread this back on, and now you have a successful connection between your power source and where your light is going to be connected here through this part. Now these are fairly affordable. You can find them on Amazon, maybe some other retailers, but I usually just have a bunch of these on hand, or especially when I'm doing these types of projects, because they make the installation process so much faster. But I really prefer these when I'm doing my landscape light jobs. Okay, so aside from the lights that you're going to need first and foremost to do this type of project, if you've never done this before, you're going to need a power source or a transformer. You may need multiple transformers depending on how many lights you're going to install, but you definitely want to pick up a transformer because you're going to want to run power to the house. So this just means a 110, and this will transform the power source down to 12 volts because you're using 12 volt wiring for this. So you're also going to need a spool of wire if you don't have any. Since I already have lights installed in my house, I'm just replacing the ones I have now. I already have low voltage wiring in the ground, but I'm going to be adding more. So I picked up some more wire, but you're going to want to get this low voltage 12 volt wire to hook up your lights, and then map out where you want to put everything and start setting the lights out and getting ready to determine how many you're going to need depending on how big your power supply is and how many lights you can support based on how you want to lay this project out. Now you definitely want to make sure before you start this process that you don't have any power running to your lights, or if you do, make sure you turn them off. But for these lights that I have in here, none of the wires are connected. But as you can see, those came out a little too easy for my liking. But here we are, here are my caps down in here. This is another broken light. I mentioned before, these are kind of hanging on by hopes and dreams. You can see broken plastic. I had to use metal spikes just to hold these in. So not really thrilled with how these have lasted, but they were cheap plastic lights at the time and they did the job. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug these new lights in. So I need to find my connectors that are in the ground here somewhere. They're kind of being held in by roots from all of my landscaping. Okay, so I have my two. As you can see, these have been in here a while. I've been using these for, I don't know, the past 4 years or so, and not had any issues with them or using these connectors like this. But essentially all I'm going to do is take my two ends here, and I need to actually cut them. So got a electrical tool here by Klein Tools that allows me to easily work on electrical items. You know, working with low voltage is pretty simple, but you just kind of give yourself a little bit of slack on both sides. These ends end up being a little bit long, so we're going to cut some of them off. And then you simply slip this side over. Make sure you're connected in there with your metal contact point, and then screw on your cap until it's nice and snug. Repeat the same on the other side. Now you can tell when these are snug in here because you can't pull them out by hand. That's essentially what you want to do. And then I'm just going to put these in a rough location for now. Whenever the sun starts to go down and I have a better idea of where I want to place these to make sure there's even spacing, I'll come out and I will change that up. Now that we have this one installed in the corner, I have 11 more to do out front. So this will be just rinse and repeat, and then we will put the pathway lights in along the pathway I have in front of the house. So I'm going to go back in the garage. I'll show you what the pathway lights look like, the build quality on those, and then we'll get a couple of them installed. All right, so these are the pathway lights. Now, these are kind of more of a modern style. I'm used to the ones that have like the little canopy on top, but these actually look pretty cool. There's an LED built in like kind of up here, and this emits light kind of in 4 different directions. Nice long wire that's attached to it. And then the spike is also aluminum. It's just like the light housing is. So these are actually really nice. And then they actually come with, in the box, they come with more of the Quick Connect low voltage connectors. So you get even more of these included with the light package. And so this is a pack of 4 pathway lights that comes in the box. So I have 8 of them I'm going to install. But these are, again, these are really nice high quality spikes, nice long cord to get you plenty of room if you need to connect to a wire that may be a little bit further away. But let's go ahead and get these laid out, see where we want them, and run some more line so we can connect these pathway lights. So I have this sort of long pathway here, and I have a pathway in the back of the house too. So I'm going to do 5 on this stretch, and then I'm going to do 3 in the back. So I'm going to run some additional wiring out here, but I wanted to have something in the corners like here, and then kind of run these up all the way here. So what I'll do is I'll place my lights where I want them, and then I'll run more low voltage wire through this area and bury it so you can't see it, but then the lights will be strategically placed kind of in corners along the landscape. All right, so got these laid out in an approximate location. I don't know if they're gonna stay here. I'm gonna ask my wife what she thinks. Then we're gonna run some wires on these, get them installed. So once you've got all your lights kind of in the places where you want them, you can just leave them roughed in. I'm gonna rough in all of these lights, and then what I like to do, or I like to tell people that are doing these, is just go ahead and turn them on during the day. Make sure all the lights come on, that you're getting power to each one of these lights before you start burying your lines, because you don't want to have to dig everything back up in case you have an issue. So like I said, I'm gonna just keep roughing these in. I'm gonna flip them on to see if they're working, and then once I can determine that, tonight I'm gonna give them kind of a dry run, see how they look at night, make some adjustments, and then come back and bury my wires. All right, so I tested them all. Everything is working as they should. You can see this light is on right here. So really all I'm gonna do, you don't have to bury these lines very deep, really just a few inches, or if you got a nice kind of thick canopy of mulch or rock, like I do, where you're putting these lights, just make sure you get them down maybe an inch or two below the surface here, and go ahead and cover them up, and you won't even be able to tell that the lights are here. So now really the last step here in this installation process is to get these wires all hidden under the mulch layer here, just like that. And essentially we're done. Now all we need to do is turn these on tonight, make sure we're happy with the layout and how everything is projecting up against the house, and essentially the process is complete. So here is the finished result of having all of the lights installed. I have all of the wires cleaned up and buried under the ground, and everything is kind of set in its place after I did the test run last night. Wanted to make sure that we made those adjustments so when we turn the lights on tonight, after the sun goes down, that everything is in its place and it's ready to go. So these lights look really good during the day because of the quality of the lights. They're not the cheap plastic lights, they're nice metal housed landscape lights, pathway lights, and spotlights. But this installation is clean. It's essentially done at this point. We're gonna go ahead and turn the lights on tonight and see how they look. So that's gonna be a wrap on the landscape light project here at my house. Hopefully you had a couple of takeaways here, and one of those being that, one, I really like these lights. They're very high quality. I'm very happy with them. And as I mentioned, from Thales, they sent these to me to try, to give an honest review. And then the second thing that I would say about this, just this whole project in general, this is a total DIY-able thing. You don't need to hire somebody to do this if you really don't want to. It's a very simple project to do if you want to try and do it on your own. Really the one thing you need to kind of practice is maybe do some research into how to position the lights so they look best up on your house. There's a lot of DIY projects like this where the lights aren't positioned very well and they just kind of look sloppy. So do a little bit of research before you do it, but I would definitely look into these particular lights. They're very affordable for what you get compared to some other models that are out there that are high quality lights with metal construction. So definitely do some research into those. I'll link all of the products that you saw in this video here down in the description below. So thanks for watching. Appreciate you all stopping by. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe. Drop some comments down in the comments section for me, and hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.